Going further, all the sessions are important because we'll be discussing about the core topics. We are done with the fundamentals and logical skills. Fine. So we'll start with the concept of functions. Okay, what is function? So it's as simple as like function is a set of instructions, right? So now let's try to understand what does it do. Let's say if I have multi lines of code, right? And those multi lines of code, if I want to group it, right? Let's say if I'm writing a code, print hello and then print hi. Okay. Now, if these two lines of code, if I want to use it in multiple places, so if I want to uh, execute multiple times, right, in multiple places, then one of the ways copy paste. But copy pasting increases the complexity in the program because if you copy paste and tomorrow if there is some change, you have to make the changes in all the places. If there is some error, you have to fix the error in all the places, right? So copy pasting is a problem there. So what we need to do, we should always try to reuse the code. Reusing the code is very important, right? So suppose if I have created two logic where in both the logic I'm doing the email verification. Let's say login and forgot password. So when you are logging in or when you are doing the forgot password in both the scenario, we'll be doing the email verification. That email verification, instead of writing in both the places, what if I write the logic in one place and call that logic in these two areas? So that will decrease the complexity and the code maintenance, because once you write the code then you have to maintain also, right? Maintain as in like you have to keep fixing the error when as and when it comes. You have to keep doing the enhancement whatever is required. So there is a code maintenance. Your code maintenance should be low. You should not spend more resource or more time in maintaining the code, right? So what we do is we group this code into by creating a function. So function means using def keyword followed by the function name, parenthesis and colon. This starts the function. Function is defined by def keyword followed by the function name. You can give any name, parent, parenthesis and then colon. Then whatever you write, that is inside the function. Clear? Clear, right? Now, defining the function does not execute the function, right? When I'm defining this function, it does not execute. This is known as function definition, function declaration, right? That means we are defining the function in the memory, right? To to execute a function, we have to do function call. This executes the function, right? So function can be used in two ways. First, you have to define, and then you have to call. You can define in one place, and then you can call in multiple places. So wherever you want, you can call the function. Right? Wherever you want, I can call the function. Okay, clear, right? Now, once I define the function, right? There could be cases where I'm defining a equal to 90 outside the function, and then I'm defining the function, right? And then I'm defining print a. What should be the output for this program? What will be the output? 90, 90, 90 high, or 90 high, 90 or 90, 90 high, 90. But if you look at the program, we have defined the function. Are we calling the function? Then how I will get 90 high? It will just give me 90. It will only execute this line. I'm not calling the function, right? Until you call the function, it will not execute. Okay. Now it will give me 1990. Right? Again, it depends where you are calling the function. Clear? Okay. Now what should be the output? 90, 90 high or 90, 100 high or 90, 100 high, 100, 90, 100 high, right? Because this A will start taking the local. Okay, we are defining the A within the function also, right? So first preference is always local. What will be the output now? 100 high 90 or 100 high 100, right? That means now what happens? This function start executing, so it will print 100 high, and then when it come out, then it prints A equal to 90. Now, why error will come? B is not defined, but B I have defined inside the function, right? Can I access this outside? So it will give me error, right? Now let's try to understand how does this program work, right? Because sometimes it is not working, it's giving error. Sometimes it is pointing to the global output, global declaration. Sometimes it is pointing to local, right? Why we are getting error? Why this B is not defined? B is defined here, right? Why I am getting the error? Right? So let's try to understand. So whenever we start the program, it always starts from line number one. Okay. Whenever we start the program, it starts from line number one. So it starts from here. Right? What happens whenever a program starts? It creates a global memory. Anything that we defined outside the function are global. Right? So a equal to 90, where it will be defined? Is it global or not? Why no? This is defined outside the function, right? If it is outside the function, it means it's a global. So a equal to 90 will go to this memory, global memory. From here, the function goes to this line, right? Now def show, where this show function is defined inside a function or globally? Show function. Global, right? Show function is not inside any other function. It is independent. So even show function will be defined in the global memory. Okay. Then the program goes. Now the program goes to which line? Tell me. Will it go in here? If it goes inside, then that means your function starts executing. So it will not go inside, it will directly come to this line. Right? Your program will not go. Function definition does not execute the function. You can note down this point. Function definition does not execute the function. Okay. So when you're defining the function, it just load in the memory. It will not execute. When I come to this function call, right, from this line it goes inside, and whenever we execute the function, it creates a function memory. Function always executes by creating its own memory. Function does not execute in others memory. So function will always create its own space, own memory, and then it will start executing. Now where a equal to 100 will be defined, and which memory? A equal to 100 will be defined inside the function memory. B equal to 20 will also be defined inside the function memory. right? That means we execute this, then we execute this line, then we came to this line. So now it will print A, right? So while printing A, first it will check in the function memory, its own memory, whether A is defined or not. So A is defined, right? So the output will be 100, right? Then it goes to the next line. It will print I, okay? And then from there it comes out. When it comes out of the function memory, its memory will be removed. Okay? Memory gets created when you start executing the function. Once the execution is done, memory will be removed. Clear? Function memory gets created when you start executing the program and it gets removed once the execution is completed. Clear? Clear, right? Function memory gets created once the function execution starts. Anything that you define inside the function goes to the function memory. Once the function execution is completed, memory will be removed. Again, you call the function, it will again create the memory. And whatever you define inside the function will again load in the function memory. And after the execution, again the memory will be removed. Okay. Now print A. Print A, which is the active memory, global. So it will print 90. And then after that, it goes to the next line where we are doing print B. Okay. Print B is not there, so we'll get error. Right? And once the program is over, even the global memory will be removed. So your application starts executing, memory will be created. When your application calls function, function memory will be created, and then if the execution is done, memory will start getting removed. And where this memory is getting created? In the RAM, not in the hard disk, in the RAM. That's why we have 4 GB, 6 GB RAM, right? And sometimes what happens when you open too many applications in your mobile or in your laptop, system becomes slow. And what do? You either close everything or you restart. Restart means clearing all the memory, right? Clear with this concept? right? Your program will always start from line number 1, and then it will start executing line by line. If there is anything which is defined outside the function, it will go to the global memory, right? If you come across a function definition, then that function will just be defined, it will not execute, right, until you call the function. Once you do a function call, then it goes inside the function and function memory gets created. Anything that is defined inside the function will be will go to the function memory, right? And the first preference in the for the function is to check in its own memory if it's there or not. If it's not there, then it goes to the parent, right? Now let's say this is my program. So we start from line number 1. Okay, we start from line number 1. It creates a global memory where a equal to 90 will be defined, right? Then it goes to function definition, right? This function will be defined in the global memory, right? Then from there it goes to function call, right? So function call means it creates the function memory, and inside the function memory what will be declared? B equal to 20, right? Now it comes to the next line, print A. Is A defined in the function memory? No, right? So it will go to the parent. Who is the parent of this function? No, who is the parent of the function? Global, because function is defined in the global, right? So it goes to the parent, and then in the parent it checks whether he is there or not. He is there, right? Now this time it will take 90 because it does not have its local memory. In local memory it is not there, so it goes to the parent and then check whether it is there or not. If it's there, it will take. If it's not there, then it will go to the next parent. If there are next parent, right? And there it will check if it's there or not. If it's not able to find anywhere, then we'll get error. A is not defined. So first it starts checking from local memory, then parent, then next parent. So it keeps checking in the hierarchy until it reaches to the global. In this case, global is the immediate parent, but in some cases, global will be the last parent, topmost parent, and will have multiple parents in between, multiple functions in between, right? So here it will check, and then based on this, it will print equal to 90. It goes to print B where it prints 20, print high. Once it comes out, this will be removed. And now print A will give me 90. And after that, since there is nothing, so the program will stop and this memory will be removed. Here, couple of points that we have to keep in mind. One is a function always execute in its own memory. Function does not execute in other memory. When the memory is created, when you start executing the function. Function definition does not execute the function. Function definition is just defining the function in a memory. When you're calling something inside a function, when you're defining something inside a function, first it will check whether that is there in the function memory or not. So first preference is always local. If it's not there, then it goes to the parent. If it's not there in the parent, then it goes to the grandparent, right? So it keeps checking that hierarchy. That is the hierarchy in which it checks, right? Clear? Yeah, right. I think we'll stop here. Uh, this gives us the basic understanding of functions, right? Tomorrow we'll look at some more complex example where we'll have multiple functions, function inside the function, and then we'll try to understand how does it work, right? And then we'll start talking about the global and local memory, global scope and local scope. Okay. So this is the base. This base is clear, then going to any program and understanding the program will be easy. And this concept is not only in Python. You go to any language, the concept is same. So Python is just a medium to understand the concept, but you can apply the same concept in Java or C Sharp or JavaScript, React, Angular, anywhere. Okay.